Baltimore Orioles are not ready to win right now.
And that's what's wrong.
So why are they going to start his clock? And if you feel bad for Adley Rutschman, I'm just being, again, I love the kid. I wish he was in the big leagues. I'm just giving you the other side.
I'm going to give you the other side.
If you feel bad for Adley Rutschman, well, don't, because he made more money than all of the kids that got drafted in that draft class because he was the #1 overall pick.
Greg.
So his bank account is fat, but he might be sitting in AA buying a spread for his minor league.
The object is to put the best players in the big leagues and win games at the big leagues. Adley's 23. So let's go by your clock here. He's in AA. We'll get to the big leagues at 24. He's a free agent at 30, maybe 31. Are the Orioles ready to win? He's done in Baltimore because he's a free agent. And they got their run on him. You don't start that now. If you want to win and build a winning organization, you got a 23-year-old catcher. This ain't the 19-year-old Ken Griffey Jr. or Mike Trout. He's 23. So you take a 23-year-old catcher and you put him in the big leagues and you go, here's your flap, here's what we're going to teach you, learn it in the big leagues. And maybe in a year or two, Baltimore's ready to win. But by the time they go on the clock and figure it out, now you bring your 25-year-old catcher to the big leagues and he's got to figure it out when you think you might be ready. Yeah. I'm sorry. There's no excuse.
It's so frustrating. Really, because now put yourself in that situation and you want to be in the big leagues. Keeping your best player in the minor leagues, it's an absolute crime. I understand not starting the clock, but this is excessive. I mean, he's 23. When does the clock start? At 25? What are you doing to your player? Think about what that does to the player itself. I know what it would do to me.
It's what fractured the relationship between Chris Bryant and the Cubs before the relationship really even started at the big league level. When they held him down to control his clock, the writing was on the wall. He wasn't going to stay there long term. I mean, he actually was upset, went to court over the whole thing. And now we're waiting for Chris Bryant to eventually, if the Cubs stay out of it, get traded, because they know he's not going to be there long.
But my whole thing is clock, not clock. I'm not even getting into that. I'm saying when a guy's ready, you bring him up. And it's particularly when you're 23 years old. This is not the Orioles and Bobby Witt Jr. at 19, who almost made the club out of spring training, who will be in the big leagues probably before Adley, and he'll be 20.